Good evening, everyone. Welcome to INN News. I'm Mike Mickle. The Wallow wildfire in Arizona is on track to become the biggest in the state's history. That's according to fire investigators. They say the fire has charred more than 386,000 acres and destroyed 22 homes. Only a small fraction is contained. John Lisk has the latest.
Since the so-called Wallow fire began in Arizona May 29th, crews have worked round the clock to fight the growing blaze.
We are not going to be out of here anytime soon. There is a lot of work to do.
Thursday brought the threat of the blaze reaching power and communication lines, knocking out service to potentially 400,000 people.
We have a power line going down to Alpine, and that's looking real good. Navapache went in and started repairing that line and replacing the burned poles. So we're in good shape in terms of power lines.
Fire officials say Thursday's favorable weather conditions helped them reach 5% containment, but winds are expected to pick up again over the weekend.
Every minute, every second that we have between now and when those winds hit on Saturday afternoon, we've got to be doing really good work.
Arizona's governor spoke with President Obama Thursday about the wildfires. She says the president pledged full federal resources to help in the fight.
Firefighters in Camden, New Jersey are battling an 8-alarm fire at a vacant tire factory. That fire spread from the factory to a nearby row of homes. It broke out Thursday afternoon in the vacant Reliant Tire Factory building. The heat made fighting that fire especially difficult. The temperature was close to 100 degrees. To the day after a different fire now, this time in New York State, the abandoned warehouse caught fire yesterday morning. Once it was out, the fire chief was doing a live interview, and the whole thing came crashing down, as you see there. No one was hurt. No word yet on what sparked that fire. Kansas City, Missouri police say a 5-year-old girl drowned a toddler for crying too much. It happened late last night. The victim, 18-month-old Jermaine Johnson Jr. Police say he was staying with family. Police say a 5-year-old relative of the boy drowned him in a bathtub. The question now, can a child so young be held responsible for causing a death?
At 5 is they don't have a strong concept of death. Children don't really understand that death means it's final and that it's not reversible until they get between 5 and 7. And so that idea that, you know, if I do something, they never come back, that's a developmental concept that many children at the age of 5 have not mastered.
Investigators say a 16-year-old with mental disabilities was babysitting the children but was asleep at the time of the crime. Police are also investigating whether adults should face charges for leaving those children home alone. A garbage truck driver is dead after hitting a train in Arkansas. It happened yesterday afternoon just east of the Hope Airport. The truck ran into the side of the train, forcing the train off the tracks. 3 Union Pacific employees were on board. One of them was sent to the hospital. Police still looking into that crash. A shootout on the Rio Grande. Dozens of Texas Rangers and Border Patrol agents involved. Police say they spotted a suspicious vehicle on the U.S. side of the river, then spotted 2 drug cartel boats loaded with marijuana. That's when the smugglers opened fire. 3 of them were hurt in the firefight. Police later confiscated the 2 boatloads of pot. The parents of missing Indiana University student Lauren Spearer are not giving up hope. The 20-year-old Scarsdale, New York native has been missing since last Friday morning, when she was last seen walking back to her apartment after a night out with friends. Thousands are helping search for her. Her parents say they are so thankful for everything, but they just want their daughter back.
I love you, Lauren. We have so much to do, and I can't wait to do it with you. I adore you. I love you.
The family is offering a $100,000 reward for any information that helps bring Lauren home. A Chinese ratings house says the U.S. is already defaulting on its debt. China is America's biggest lender. That statement coming today in Chinese media, but U.S. officials say there's still more time and there's no defaulting yet. The U.S. government will run out of room to spend more on August 2nd. That's unless Congress bumps up the debt limit beyond $14.29 trillion. If the U.S. defaults, there would be massive shockwaves across the national and global economy. Microsoft has to cough up $300 million over a patent lawsuit, and a Russian billionaire is looking to build the world's cheapest hybrid vehicle. Bill Doherty has that and more as we get back to business.
A new ruling by the Supreme Court will cost Microsoft $300 million and force changes in its Word software. The justices unanimously rejected calls from Microsoft to toss that award. The ruling stems from a 2007 lawsuit. There, a company claimed Microsoft stole its patented technology and used it in the word processing program. The award is the largest ever upheld on appeal in a patent case. The U.S. is still feeling the effects of a slow job market after weekly jobless claims unexpectedly rose last week. Labor Department figures showing today that claims increased by 1,000 to 427,000 in the week ending June 4th. The uptick is being blamed on elevated energy prices, falling housing prices, and tight credit. Yo cars will soon be driven into production. The Russian hybrid is getting its own construction plant in St. Petersburg, Russia. The factory is being built this year with plans to start making the Yo cars in 2012. The main investor says he's putting $200 million into the project. This electric car is said to have over 20 innovations and is aimed to become the world's cheapest hybrid. For Back to Business, I'm Phil Doherty.
Well, hard times aren't drowning out hard liquor. Financial information company SageWorks reports business is booming for the booze industry. In fact, alcohol sales rose throughout the recession. They're still on the rise. According to the report, sales grew nearly 10% in the past year, even with the average unemployment rate above 9%. The presidential campaign of Newt Gingrich suffered a major blow today. Several senior aides to the former speaker have resigned, and now his national co-chairman has defected and joined another campaign. Carl Cameron has the details from the campaign trail.
It's a major implosion. Newt Gingrich is a presidential candidate without a campaign team tonight. His senior staff all quit today, citing irreconcilable differences with the candidate over the direction of the campaign. Campaign manager Rob Johnson, spokesman Rick Tyler, senior advisor Caton Dawson, and strategist Dave Carney all gone. Johnson and Carney formerly worked for Texas Governor Rick Perry and may surface with Perry if he decides to run. Trouble began a few weeks ago for Newt when he criticized Congressman Paul Ryan's budget and Medicare overhaul, which put Gingrich at odds with many fiscal conservatives. The last straw came when Gingrich insisted on taking a Mediterranean vacation cruise despite being begged by staff to stay on the trail. Gingrich released a statement today saying, quote, "I am committed to running the substantive, solutions-oriented campaign I set out to run earlier this spring. The campaign begins anew Sunday in Los Angeles." The frontrunner in the race, Mitt Romney, today returned to his home state of Michigan and got a hostile reception for opposing the Obama administration's bailout of the auto industry. Mitt Romney's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho, ho! In 2008, Romney wrote, "Let Detroit go bankrupt," in a New York Times op-ed arguing that reorganization would save Detroit and a bailout would continue the, quote, "suicidal course of declining market shares, insurmountable labor and retiree burdens, technology atrophy, product inferiority, and never-ending job losses." With some automakers now repaying their bailout debts, the Democratic National Committee launched an attack video throwing Romney's words back at him.
If you just write a check that you're going to see these companies go out of business ultimately.
Let Detroit go bankrupt.
But Romney, whose father was an auto executive, Michigan governor, and ran for president in the 60s, maintains that Detroit's recovery is not because of the bailout, but because car makers restructured.
It would have been best had the auto companies done that on their own directly, had gone through the bankruptcy process without having taken $17 billion from government.
Still, even Michigan Republicans are upset. GOP Congressman Thaddeus McCotter.
So now it becomes rather ironic that someone who would tell you that you should have bankruptcy to now ask your help to attain the presidency.
McCotter's eyeing a White House run of his own and cites Romney's past support of cap-and-trade climate legislation and government-mandated health care when he was governor of Massachusetts to pair Romney with the president.
People who are struggling to get this economy going, between the issues and the principles and the policies, we see that President Obama and Mr. Romney are less rivals than running mates.
It is rare for every top staffer to bail on a candidate. Regardless, Gingrich says he plans to stay in the race. There's still more to come. It may feel like summer out there, but a small piece of winter is still stubbornly hanging on despite temperatures in the 90s. Plus, we'll get an up close to a volcanic eruption that's pouring a lake's worth of lava in Hawaii. We want to remind you INN News is on Facebook. Now you can also find us on Twitter at INN News Network. And we're on YouTube. We're reaching out to you so you can reach out to us. INN News is coming right back.
In this box is what I need to control my diabetes, to stay healthy, and get on with my life. It comes from Liberty Medical. And now, it's not only where I get my diabetes testing supplies, but it's where I get my prescription drugs as well. See, if you're on Medicare, the cost of your diabetes testing supplies, as well as your prescription drugs, may be covered. Liberty takes care of all the paperwork with Medicare and sends the prescription forms directly to your doctor for approval. Then on your schedule, packs up this box and sends it right to your door with no charge for shipping.
Liberty assures you have what you need to manage your diabetes, and that starts with a free meter. Call today and get a free meter. Plus, when you join, you'll also get a free cookbook.
Call Liberty. They can help you live a better life.
Call 1-800-503-6627. 1-800-503-6627.
Car owners, does your vehicle have less than 120,000 miles on it? Is it less than 10 years old? Is your current auto warranty about to expire? Well, Cover America Auto Care has a very special offer just for you. With current economic conditions causing bankruptcies and a downturn in new car sales, Cover America Auto Care now offers inexpensive mechanical breakdown coverage direct to the public. You can save thousands of dollars on auto repairs. A toll-free line has been made available so car owners can call and get a free no-obligation quote. This auto protection is backed by an A-rated insurance carrier. Plus, you get a claims department that has an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. 24-hour emergency roadside assistance is also included. You will be amazed at how much you can save on future car repair bills. So call for your free, no-obligation quote now. Do not wait. Get covered today and rest easy tonight.
Hi, I'm INN meteorologist Pat Walker with your national forecast. A couple of different areas of low pressure making their way through the Midwest, each of those with showers and thunderstorms and some strong thunderstorms too, potentially even severe weather. We'll talk about that coming up. Also, a tropical area of low pressure, not a tropical storm or tropical disturbance or tropical depression necessarily, but tropical weather off the coast of Florida. We're just watching that as it basically is over the Bahamas and in the Pacific Northwest as well. We're looking at more storm systems coming in. A little shower activity back there, and you can see right in the middle part of the country a severe thunderstorm watch. This area of inclement weather heading into the northeast. As we get in toward the weekend, we'll begin to have more showers and thunderstorms in Philadelphia and New York up to Boston as well. Scattered thunderstorms through the Smoky Mountains and northern Missouri and southern parts of Iowa through Omaha, looking at showers and thunderstorms making their way through there, and scattered afternoon convective thunderstorms that the south often gets is ongoing there, of course, in the south. So one area of low pressure that was in Montana yesterday is now into Minnesota and the Dakotas. A new one coming onshore off toward the Pacific Northwest and onslaughting the northwest, still with the cool rains. The snows in the highest elevations, primarily above 7,000 and 8,000 feet, continue to have those chances of snowfall. And of course, flood warning still ongoing from the high plains of Montana back in the mountains all the way into the western slope of Colorado and down the Missouri Valley, all the way from South Dakota, all the way through Nebraska, all the way to St. Louis on the Missouri. Flood warnings galore, and the Mississippi and the Illinois rivers under flood warnings too, all the way down into Louisiana. So rain in the middle part of the country keeps coming. Snow melt from the northern Rockies also adding to that, and we continue to have that rainfall for tonight and into tomorrow right through the Ohio Valley into the northeast. We're going to get some 1 to 2 inches in parts of New York State for tonight and into tomorrow and into Sunday. That'll continue to multiply. And new storms on Sunday off toward the west continue to move in. Could still see severe weather in parts of the plains. Today and tonight, severe weather chances anywhere from West Texas through Oklahoma, central or most of Missouri, all the way to western PA. Then tomorrow, Ohio, PA, New York, into West Virginia, and then beginning to see it again into the plains. That area of severe weather in the plains will slowly shift a little bit farther toward the east where chances of severe weather, including Missouri and even up into the Dakotas. That would be on Sunday. Why we keep seeing the severe weather in this location? Well, that's basically the boundary between summer, the warm and hot and muggy air, battling the cold air that keeps coming into the northwestern part of the country. So they keep clashing right in the middle, and that's where we keep seeing the severe weather. So north of that line, we're going to continue to have the cool weather, and south of that line, the very warm weather at night and hot temperatures in the day. Check out your Saturday high temperatures in the south, mid and upper 90s, even 101 over in Phoenix, while Chicago will only see a high of 63 on Saturday.
Well, believe it or not, there is still snow in Boston. The temperatures may be in the 90s, but winter still has a toehold on the city. What once was a massive mountain of snow that could support heavy equipment in the winter has shrunk to just a dirty pile of ice. But it's still 16 feet long, 8 feet wide, and 3 feet high. A layer of dirt is insulating the snow. That area got as much as 90 inches of snow this winter. Well, orange molten rock surges into a lava lake in Hawaii. The U.S. Geological Survey released this video. Wow, it's happening at the Kilauea volcano. Some say the lake resembles an above-ground swimming pool. Researchers are keeping a close eye on the activity, concerned the lava could pour over the rim. Kilauea frequently pours lava in relatively gentle eruptions. Hospitals in Germany are still scrambling to treat people sickened by the E. coli outbreak. There are signs of improvement. Fewer people appear to be getting sick, but the death toll is still climbing. 29 so far. However, no one is sure whether the epidemic is waning or people are just not eating fruits and vegetables. NATO airstrikes continue bombarding Libya. Explosions could be heard throughout Tripoli during the night. At least 3 strikes and smoke rising across the capital. The strikes were in the direction of Muammar Gaddafi's compound. The NATO strikes are in support of a 4-month uprising by rebels to try to oust Gaddafi from 4 decades of power. But regardless of ongoing operations in Libya, NATO is trimming some of its bases. That's in hopes of cutting costs and duplication. It's closing 4 bases. The closures include the Joint Force Command in Lisbon, land bases in Germany and Madrid, and a naval base in Italy. Reforms come when defense budgets throughout the Western world are under pressure due to the global economic crunch. Afghanistan's president is paying a visit to Pakistan. He arrived today for a 2-day visit. The two countries have a difficult relationship, with Afghan officials accusing Pakistan of supporting the Taliban. The hope is during this trip, the two nations can produce a coordinated strategy for dealing with the insurgents. And that's Global News Now. A Russian spacecraft carrying 3 astronauts docks at the International Space Station. It took off early Wednesday and made contact yesterday. 2 Russians and a Japanese astronaut are on board. The 3 will return back to Earth in mid-November. Coming up next on INN News, making sure the water is safe for your next trip to the beach this summer. How authorities are keeping bacteria away from you and your children. That's coming up next.
If you're in debt to the IRS for $10,000 or more, you don't have to take desperate measures to settle your account. All you have to do is put the right people to work for you. And that's as simple as calling this number. You'll speak to a tax expert who can help you negotiate a settlement that's significantly less than the actual amount you owe. Many are former IRS agents who have inside knowledge that you can't get elsewhere. And that can make all the difference in the world.
They saved my business.
I owed $30,000 and paid a fraction of it.
The threatening letter stopped immediately.
I got great advice, and they did all the work.
If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, you owe it to yourself and your family to call this number and get your case settled for less. Now, you only have a small window of time to settle, so act now.
For a free tax analysis, call 800-903-7750. There is no obligation. Call 800-903-7750 now.
This is what evil looks like up close. It's The Nazis, a warning from history on DVD. The shocking filmed record of a world gone mad. From deep within secret German archives comes footage so unnerving, it still can't be shown on television. If you believe we can learn from the past, this is one collection you absolutely must own. Get it now on 4 DVDs for just $59.99. But wait, call with your credit card and you'll pay only $39.99. It's so important you see this. We'll pay your shipping. That's an additional savings of nearly $7. Look into the face of evil. Try not to blink. Call now to get The Nazis, a warning from history on 4 DVDs for just $39.99. We'll ship it for free.
Call 1-800-214-3086 to order Nazis, a warning from history for $39.99 and receive free shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with a credit card or order online at timelife.com/Nazi.
If the calendar isn't enough to convince you, the thermometer probably is. It's beach season, but sometimes pollutants and bacteria can make water unsafe for swimmers, causing beaches to close. Karen Capa takes a look at how the water is kept clean and what you can do to help keep it that way.
When it's sticky and hot and waves are teasing the sand in front of you, you're probably not thinking too much about what's in the water. That's why local, state, and federal authorities do it for you, constantly monitoring samples.
If the bacteria levels are too high, that's when they'll post an advisory or a closure.
Sarah Heisel McCoy of the Environmental Protection Agency's Department of Water says last summer the nation's beaches were open 95% of the time. But when a beach needs to be closed, it's usually a problem that could have been prevented.
Contamination most frequently comes from sewer treatment overflows, from untreated stormwater runoff, as well as from pet waste and animal wastes.
The majority of last summer's beach closures only lasted a day or two, and the bacteria that keeps swimmers out of the water is rarely life-threatening, but it could cast a cloud over your summer fun.
They might have stomach ailments, eye, ear, nose ailments, those types of things.
So the EPA asks your help keeping the beaches and intertwined waterways clean. When you're at the beach and at home, make sure your trash and pet waste ends up in a proper receptacle. Don't dump anything in storm sewers and keep your septic tank in good working condition. All things you can do year-round to be beach ready each summer.
Well, an apple a day may not only keep the doctor away, it may help prevent muscle weakening resulting from age and illness. The benefit appears to come from a compound in the apple skin. Researchers studied the effect of the compound on mice. They found the acid there could protect against muscle weakening in mice deprived of food. They also found adding it to the food of normal mice prompted muscle growth. However, more testing is still needed. Coming up next, looking for a little escape this weekend? We'll show you what's hot in theaters. That's coming up next on INN.
Stay tuned for an exciting money-making opportunity from SMC. Would you like to make more money, set your own hours, and spend more time with your family? Well, now you can with SMC.
I'm an SMC bully. I'm going to tell you what, it's an opportunity for anybody to get in and have a home-based business and be successful.
Mothers around the world should do this, yes, and they can stay home with their kids.
I don't have to be bothered with the hectic day-to-day working for someone else. I'm working for myself.
I just wish now I'd have done this 10 or 15 years ago. It's the best thing that ever happened to me.
SMC supports its members with a huge warehouse stocked with thousands of products that you can sell for profits of up to 300% and more. Call right now to request your free information packet. And remember to ask your operator how you can jumpstart your business with $100 worth of free SMC merchandise.
Just pick up the phone and call this toll-free number now. Remember, you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Bishop Walter Hawkins made love come alive with timeless gospel classics. Now Love Alive is back and sounding better than ever. Presenting the Love Alive collection. Love Alive 1, Love Alive 2, and Love Alive 3, all for just $24.99. But wait, order in the next 10 minutes with your credit card, and we'll cut the price to just $14.99. Then preview other great gospel collections. Satisfaction guaranteed. So don't wait. Get the Love Alive collection. 3 classic CDs for just $14.99.
Call 1-800-443-1356 to order the Love Alive collection on 3 CDs for just $14.99 plus shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card. Call now.
What's the next summer blockbuster? Well, Ashley Dvorkin takes a look at 3 new flicks vying for the top spot at theaters this weekend.
I've got 9 people missing now. There are things happening around here that I can't explain.
Extraterrestrial expert Steven Spielberg joins mystery maker J.J. Abrams to bring a sci-fi thriller into the summer mix with Super 8.
Guys, watch out!
Set Set in 1979, the film follows a group of kid filmmakers who witness a colossal train crash, but realize it may not have been so accidental, as bizarre events begin to unravel in their small town.
I saw it.
A production fittingly kept under wraps J.J. Abrams style, but ready to invade full force now in both regular theaters and IMAX.
The thrill race is on!
If you're ready for an adventurous summer, feel free to take a page out of the next family-friendly offering.
Introducing the Judy Moody Mega Rare Not Bummer Summer Dare.
Judy Moody and the Not-So-Bummer Summer, based on the best-selling books about a third grader on a mission for fun.
Hands up! Everything counts!
And with the power of imagination, plus help from her wacky Aunt Opal, played by Heather Graham, she may be in for the time of her life.
Where are the mutants?
Also having the time of their lives, the new super-powered team of X-Men First Class, as the prequel stars remain in the #1 spot at the movies with their story of how it all began.
You are not with us, then by definition, you are against us.
See who wins the battle at the box office as the heavy hitters keep rolling in.
We have to find this thing.
Coming up, a famous zoo is adding another unique animal to its bunch. Find out what sets Heidi the possum apart from the rest. That's coming up next.
It was the hippest trip in America. The music, the styles, and the stars. It was Soul Train. And now, for the first time ever, Time Life presents the best of Soul Train on 3 DVDs for just $39.99. And if you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card, Time Life will pay your shipping and handling.
What they do?
You'll get 50 guest performances and over 8 hours of the greatest entertainment. You'll get all the great dancing, the cool fashions, the great music, fabulous guest performances, and a priceless set of memories. You'll once again be line dancing to some of the greatest soul music and artists of all time. Now you can own the best of Soul Train on 3 DVDs for just $39.99. This collection is very special.
As an added bonus, get a free Soul Train ringtone with your order. Call 1-800-716-8618 to order Soul Train and receive free shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card.
Experience Bare Minerals, the foundation that started the makeup revolution. Are you ready for flawless coverage and makeup that is actually good for your skin? Now you can get our new kit for over 75% off what you'd pay at retail. Our exclusive introductory Get Started kit includes the award-winning Bare Minerals Foundation. You'll also receive warmth for a healthy glow, Mineral Veil, the ultimate finishing touch, and Bare Minerals Professional Flawless Application Brush. Call now and receive our new bonus collection worth $57.95 free, including the highly anticipated Flawless Definition Mascara. Purchased separately, you'd spend over $120. Our original Get Started kit was a great deal at 2 payments of $29.99. But for a limited time, you get all this, including the bonus gifts, for only 1 payment of $29.99. You save over $90 and get a 30-day money-back guarantee.
To save over 75%, order now by calling 1-800-200-8130 and ask how you can receive this free handy compact with brush with your order.
Well, a new addition to a Germany zoo is a sight for crossed eyes. Heidi the possum is the latest addition to an already famous zoo. The odd-looking creature already has a huge following with fans on Facebook, has numerous videos on YouTube, and has even been on late-night TV. The zoo was once home to Newt the polar bear and Paul the octopus before they died. Zookeepers say Heidi is in no pain and can move around normally. I'm Mike Bickle. From all of us here at INN, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here on Monday.